Alright guys, I'm making a definitive guide into how to get the tap notes to work. A lot of you are missing steps or just not following them. So let's get right into it. First off, you download your GH3 Plus. So you go in here. You'll be greeted with these. If you download my download of it, you have the tap note, or sorry, Warriors of Rock tap note sprites, which I got from Sydney. Those replace the same way these replace in your textures. However, I'm going to use Exile's textures for this demonstration only because the zones that I'm using are going to be a type of default zones for when I get to that. So right off the bat, you see this folder, you're just like, oh, whoa, what are all these? Well, first off, there's a README that tells you all the things to do and how to install it. So first thing you do, you open up this PC, or if you're Windows 8 or whatever, Windows 7, you go to your C drive or my computer, whatever. You go to Program Files, x86, or wherever you installed Guitar Hero 3. Go into your Aspire folder, your Guitar Hero 3 folder. You'll be greeted with this area. Now, this right here says Guitar Hero 3. All you have to do is actually just drag this in right here. You'll replace your GH3 EXE. It'll place the plugins folder for you, and as you can see, plugins is right here, and that's the EXE installed. Congratulations. Now you have tapping notes. So you want to open up Control Panel. Obviously file, open game settings, English. You're gonna go to Game Management, Texture Explorer, which it'll load all of your textures. Alright, once it's all loaded up, you go into obviously your zones folder. You'll find, or you'll open up the Global Pack Zen. You'll then scroll down until you find Global GFX text, and then you'll be greeted with all of these. Now, what you're looking for is these battle notes right here, because these battle notes are what's replacing all of your tap notes. With the download, these tap notes, they have numbers next to them, so you know which ones to replace. For example, the Star Power Green one replaces image 14. There's a 14 next to it. So you'll find image 14. You'll click replace. But anyways, you open it up. Image 14. Now, I've noticed this. You do not have to click rebuild container every single time, as long as you do not double click on something else. If I were to like double click on this or something, I would have to go back and replace this again. But as you can see, it's already replaced. I just have to wait until I'm done, and then I can rebuild the container. And our next one would be number 19. Image 19, replace 19. As you see, they're right there. I'm going to replace the rest of them by following these numbers and replacing these numbers. So, alright. That is all of them replaced. Rebuild the container, and you're done with the Texture Explorer. Hooray! How to chart songs, or add tap notes to songs. So I open up feedback here. This part right here, it could probably use some tap notes. How do we distinguish them? Well, not with that one. For example, if you use E star to distinguish a force note, which for me I use an F. So example, you could use and to distinguish a tap note, or what I do is T. Okay, let's say you want to force a chord to be a hammer-on, because hammer-on chords are now a thing with this. Well, I'll tell you. You just place whatever you use to force. I use an F to force a note. It's basically the exact same thing you're doing with this. You're forcing this to be a HOPO, or you're not forcing it to be a HOPO. You're forcing this to be a HOPO, or you're keeping it a strum. It's pretty self-explanatory. That's it. That's it for HOPO chords. When you replace it, it's just N50. Now, you're greeted with the point where, as you can see, there's nothing but HOPOs, but you want them all to be taps, and you're just like, man, I don't really feel like doing, or sitting here, you know, just pressing up and WT or whatever you're doing. So what's an easy way to do that? Well, what Sydney found out is possible that you can do, and I've been doing it since. You press W, you type in, you can type in whatever you want, like tap notes start here or whatever. I personally just do tap 1-1, like this is the first area of tapping I'm doing. I go to where I want to stop adding tap notes. For example, this note, I want it to stop being tap notes on this note, so I put tap _1 _2, which that's the second point of the tap note. Generally, I'll place all of my tap points in the song before I go and do this. You do it how you want to, it doesn't matter to me. You click, or you close feedback, of course. You go into your feedback folder, songs, wherever you have the one you're working on. You're going to double click on the chart. You're going to open up Notepad, a second Notepad. Now you can probably see where I'm going with this. You're going to find where you have your tap event. You can go ahead and remove it, as long as you make sure you know which spot you're starting at, which I know which spot I'm starting at. It's this note. You drag all the way down. You're just going to keep on dragging. Now this goes until the second to last note right there, or third to last. So I copy this. Don't delete it. Copy it. Don't cut it. You just copy. And then you'll have all of your notes that you want tap notes. So this is a really fast way to do them all at once. You find N00, which is your green note. Replace with ET. Click replace all. Now you can see it's starting to work, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have your ETs. Now, once you do that, make sure you scroll through, delete any star powers, or star power events, whatever. Once you're finished, you can select all, cut it, copy it, whatever. Press enter anywhere in your chart. For example, this random location right here. You're going to paste it. Now, as you can see, these are obviously out of place. And you're probably thinking, oh man, what the heck? Now, this is the cool thing about feedback. You go ahead and save your chart, file save, Control S, whatever. Close it out. You're done with that. You're gonna go back to feedback, and then when you open it up, you'll notice they're all there. But yeah, that's a very easy way to save your hand from placing a million tap note things on here. So once you're done with your song, you're done forcing it, done everything. Make a copy of the chart. Copy here. Now I'll explain why to have two copies. Not just so you can have one unforced, but one for importing, and I'll explain that too. You obviously open the Y, Control H, find whatever you force with for HOPO flips, or force strums, HOPOs, whatever your normal forcing that you did. Replace with N50. Make sure you match case if you use letters like I do, because sometimes there could be like an E right here and an F right there. That would not work out well. Change that to N50 too. So, and then you do ET, or whatever you did. If you did a symbol or something, if you did a letter, match case, of course. And 60, it's a 60 for the tap notes. You just replace all. Save your chart, X. Now you have these two. Then you can go ahead, open up your control panel, import your song, however you want to name it. So add new song, My Insomnius. Now I'm pretty sure I already have that imported. It's right here. As you can see, I have it named My Insomnius. So that's what it would be named. So what you would do, of course, import the chart. Anyways, of course, you would select the unforced chart. If you have it in expert only, that's the easiest way to do this. If it's hard, that's fine too. As for co-op goes, there's the README tells you how to do that too, with the section key generator, which I'll be getting to. So as you can see, I have My Insomnius right here. So I'll place it in my set list. Close. Now you're done with control panel. So now you have just these. But what are you doing with the force chart, you ask? Well, that's when you open up chart edit, which, if you remember from the download, you had a tools folder. Or underscore miss, sorry. This is where this comes into place. You have tools. Chart edit is one of them. So you click file, open. You navigate to where you have your chart at, and you open up the force one. I'm going to full screen this, widen this, expert. I don't know what that means. It's just something that pops up. It doesn't do it. It doesn't hinder anything. When you go in, it's buggy. The first couple of notes that are on the same line, if it's a double note or something, it's just buggy. It'll look like that. As you can see right here, the force notes are in, or tap notes are in there. The note at force over here. Once you've verified everything's good, you've looked over your chart all the way, happy with it, whatever, go to file, save as, and you'll see it's automatically .chart. You want to change that to .qb. Click save. You're done with chart edit. You can exit that out, and you'll be granted with this single array, expert single array. You open up your Queen Bee. You go into here. You'll navigate from your wherever you have Guitar Hero installed, your program files, Aspire, GH3, data, songs, and remember this is just this first. You don't worry about these other two like you would if you're editing your game settings, whatever, and make sure it's PC XEN. Then you would scroll down, you'd find the song you just imported. For example, me, I just imported My Insomnia, so I'm looking for that. Right there. Open. Load. You can back it up if you want. I don't know how that works. So you double click it, you'll be greeted with all of these arrays. This is where this comes into play, the section key generator. So in which case you would type in the exact same way you typed it in when you imported it. So you My Insomnias, and as you can see, you look for song expert. So you see it's a 474A381B, and you come over here, the fourth red array down, which is this 474A381B. Now, the reason why you import the unforced chart first is so the sections will show up, the original song sections, the star power shows up correctly. If you have a hard chart, when you import it, that'll show up correctly, which hard is 3166 whatever, which is this right here. You just click import. You would navigate to where your song is. Which mine is in a million folders. My Insomnias, there it is. You'd select that array. Once it's imported, just click update, save to disk. After you're done with that, if you're charting a song and you're ready to release it or raw it up or whatever, you can go here, select, find the song pack Zen that you just found, paste it in here. So when you release it, when you release the song, you download a song. It has all these files in it, or just this or something. you would import the unforced chart into here. You would then navigate to your songs folder, which is program files or wherever you have GH3 installed, Aspire, GH3, data, songs, and you would just drag this in here, replace the file, continue, and that's only if you're you just downloaded one and you're ready to import it. You do the same steps without all the in between, and you would just drag this in here. That's all there is to it. Now the last thing to do is to start up the game. Wait for it to save. Then you go into your part with all the songs. You go to your song that you just imported. And then you can test it or play it, whatever. I can't FC don't have to. Well, there you go. A definitive guide to customs with taps. I mean, if you're having any trouble after this, then I don't know. Like, for example, if you're starting your game and it's crashing about right there, I guess I'd recommend reinstalling Guitar Hero. I'm not gonna be able to help you. All I can say is reinstall, because I've never had any issues. This is the first time I installed Guitar Hero 3 on this computer. March 13th, 2014, as in last year. That's my specs. I don't know what to tell you to help you, but enjoy your tapping notes and charting them and everything. Alright.